You'll have to give me a minute after this gets done to pass before I hand them out to you.
It's a lager.
So I just need someone else to be aware.
Isn't that the one that's
Start the meeting here shortly.
Are you on?
test?
6 o'clock, right? What is it?
Test your mic.
Thank you.
Test your mic.
Hi.
Paul Zeller.
There we go.
If folks will have a seat, that would be greatly appreciated. Those that are already sitting down, we thank you for that.
Take 'em.
Public health.
Welcome.
Public health. All right. Okay. Okay, I'll now call to order the meeting of the St. Clair County Board of Commissioners, the general meeting for March 19th, 2026. We'll have a moment of silence, please, for personal reflection of Clair. Give us a moment. Thank you. Okay, I will now stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
May we have roll call, please?
Commissioner Angie,
Present.
Commissioner Beeden,
Present.
Commissioner Trello,
Present.
Commissioner Zeller,
Present.
Commissioner Rushing,
Here.
Commissioner Vandembosch.
Here.
Chairperson Smasko.
Present. Additions or deletions? Any additions or deletions? Seeing none. Motion to approve the agenda.
So moved. Support.
Motion and second. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Approved. The item 6, minutes of the previous meeting.
Oh, yes.
Where's the, did I miss the, oh, they're down here. Okay, I'm sorry. Item 6, minutes of previous meeting.
Yep, at this time, I'd like to make a motion to approve and file the minutes of the February 19th, 26 commission meeting and the March 5th, 26 standing committee meetings.
Support.
Thank you.
Motion and support. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Item 7, proclamations. Seeing none, we'll move to item 8, consent agenda.
This time I move to approve items 8A through 8G on the consent agenda.
Support.
Motion and support. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Reports of standing special committees. I guess we can start with Carrie. You want to start at your end and we'll work this way?
I don't have any reports tonight, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
No reports this evening.
No, nothing for me.
Paul, Dave?
Yes, I do. The Advisory Board of Health met yesterday morning, and with what's going on in the clinics and the personnel that we have working at the county currently, there's a, I'll get this wrong, nurse practitioner has resigned. And with Dr. Nevin and Liz King working together, and here's the letter, I gave everybody a copy of it, memorandum, and what he's proposing to do is to get a physician assistant position that would report to him. The short version is Liz King is on board. The Advisory Board of Health voted on it unanimously, and it's going to be budget neutral. It's going to be right in line with what the employee that was there, and they're going to have to, and what I'm asking for is once I get done explaining it, if you have any questions, but he or she, whoever's there, if this position goes through, and we'll see it on our agenda in the future, once all the Ts get crossed, the Is get dotted, and let our administrator take care of it. So what I was going to do is give direction, if we could, if everybody's in agreement, to our county administrator to be working on this with our health department, Liz King and Dr. Nevin, and they do both support this, and our county administrator has already started the conversation with them, so wanted to give you an update, and hopefully everybody will support this give our county administration direction to go forward with it.
Commissioner Rushing asked me about this. I checked with Corporation Counsel and I spoke with our administrator. So a motion as such is not necessary. We can give him direction if there's concurrence by the board. Tom, where do you want to go with this? What do you want in the nature of direction on that? We have our medical director, health officer, Advisory Board of Health, and yourself already working on it. What can you tell us about it?
Yeah, we met this morning with our HR department, with some leadership from the health department, and just exploring this as an option. Certainly, I think there's some details that still need to be figured out, ironed out, including, wage scale, job descriptions. There's some contractual language that's tied into there. So I think there's a lot that needs to be, kind of figured out, squared away, making sure we're doing the right thing. We're being, precautious with making sure that, this is setting it up for a future. So that's something that we're at. I think from a direction standpoint, I think the direction is appropriate, just to kind of advise me in that direction. Ultimately, any manning table changes have to come back to the board for approval. So you'll see this position being brought to the full board for consideration for a later vote. So I don't know if a vote right now is appropriate.
Why don't you just do this? Is there any commissioner that objects to our county administrator pursuing that initiative, reporting back to us, say, in committee next month with some details to go forward? Does anyone object to that? Hearing none, we'll just let them do that. Okay, very good. Thank you, Dave.
Just one other thing, it is expedite, which Tom knows because he's already been in conversation, and expedite, it's going to take probably minimum 3 months for this to come forward anyway, so. That's all.
Okay, Commissioner Vandembosch, any report? Okay. Now, moving to citizens wishing to address the board. I've shuffled these like a deck of cards. The First person is Stewart Wenino, Veterans Affairs Committee position.
Stewart want to know. Good evening, Chairman Samasco and Commissioners. First thing I'd like to do is apologize for not making it to the earlier meeting. I had a personal emergency. I was trying everything I could to get here, just couldn't make it. Again, my name is Stewart Winano. I'm from Port Huron Township, and I appreciate the opportunity to speak with you regarding my interest in the serving on the Veterans Affairs Committee. Sorry, I'm a little nervous. I'm a disabled veteran with 38 years of service to our nation. I'm medically retired in August of 2024 as a Command Sergeant Major from the Michigan Army National Guard. Over nearly 4 decades, I had the privilege of leading soldiers at every level, advising commanders and serving as a senior enlisted leader responsible for the welfare, morale, and readiness of service members and their families. I'm seeking this position because service did not end for me at retirement. Supporting veterans has been part of my responsibility in uniform, and I believe it remains my responsibility now. As a Command Sergeant Major, my role centered on advocacy, ensuring soldiers understood their benefits, addressing quality of life concerns, and holding organizations accountable for taking care of their people. I have firsthand experience navigating military systems, government systems, medical retirement processes, VA coordination, Social Security systems, and the challenges service members face when transitioning to civilian life. As a disabled veteran, I also understand personally the complexity of accessing care and benefits. The perspective allows me to approach this role with empathy, credibility, and practical understanding of where the gaps may exist. If appointed, my focus would be ensuring veterans in our community are fully informed of their benefits they have earned, strengthening outreach to transitioning service members and medically retired veterans, promoting transparency, accountability, and measurable outcomes in how we serve our veteran population. For 38 years, I was entrusted with the care of soldiers and their families. I do not take that responsibility lightly. I would bring that same level of commitment, discipline, and integrity to serving this committee. Thank you for your time and consideration. It would be an honor to continue serving, this time in support of veterans in our community.
Thank you. Next person is Eileen Tesh regarding county budgets and salaries, followed by Nanan Niley.
Good evening. I just wanted to bring a couple things to your attention. First of all, regarding the Health Advisory Board meeting yesterday, the public and some of the board members learned about this organization that is existing here in St. Clair County. It's called the Community Service Coordinating Body, and it is receiving funds from the county, but it is not subject to FOIA. The meetings are private. No public can attend. And as Commissioner Rushing said yesterday, he's been here 16 years, and he's never heard of this group. Dr. Nevin said that decisions, the organization's meetings are closed. Decisions are made in the dark. There's no compliance with the Freedom of Information Act or Open Meetings Act requirements. This is essentially a shadow county government that is directing the allocation of taxpayer resources. And of particular concern in this regard is that it's a steering committee which presumably steers allocation of county resources and is represented by the city of Port Huron and no other municipality in the county. We're just beginning to look into that, but again, that Dr. Nevin said that's the problem, is that we can't look into it because it's not subject to FOIA. So I know that a number of the commissioners, Commissioner Samasco just learned about this as well, from what I understand. My other concerns have to do with the Tri-Hospital Emergency Medical Services. Kenneth Cummings, he's the president and CEO. I know he will be retiring in June. But the filing, his last filing that was made public in 2024 shows that he earns over $300,000. Part of that comes from the county as well as these three hospital organizations. The next issue I have is with Deb Johnson from Community Mental Health. FOIA records show that she earns currently over $312,000 annually. She just received a 6% raise from her board and receives another $30,000 pension annually. Again, these kind of numbers are shocking when talking about government and our county taxes and resources. So going forward in the future, I think that maybe instead of just agreeing or voting to give them certain amount of money for their budgets, to find out exactly where those expenses, yes, sir, where those expenses are going.
Thank you, Ms. Tesh. Next person is Nana Kingley, followed by Jim Frank. Did I pronounce that close?
Nanan Keithley. Yeah.
Sorry about that.
I have a couple of different issues, but they're all pretty much about public health. First, a couple times I've heard from in meetings in here that Blue Water Indivisible is a nonpartisan group, and it's not, because you go to their website and it literally says MAGA extremists attempts to undermine democracy. Together we must shine a light on the dangers of extremism, and then their donation goes to Act Blue. So I just wanted to let you know that when they're making comments and they say they're nonpartisan, that's not true. They are very partisan. The other issue I had with the solar farms and the data centers for public health, I appreciate your hard work in protecting our farmland. I went on a quick walk one day out at the Pine River Nature Trail through the Goodall's Goodall's Parks, and somebody from out of the county, I got walking with her, and she really commended our county, that what the difference is that we have in the waterfront and the farmland and the woods, and, you know, it's like you're up north when you're walking out there. You're just like you're up north, you're on a river, it's beautiful. So our county is very valuable as far as a lot of counties around us. So I appreciate that you protect our land. I also, about the fluoride, I also wanted to mention that there are several studies and court cases that have found that there's evidence suggesting fluoride in drinking water may be linked to cognitive decline, particularly in children. There was a court case from September 24th, 24. The ruling does not ban fluoride, but requires the EPA to take action regarding its regulation. So I appreciate being open to advanced science. We don't need to go by 20, 30, 40, 50-year-old science anymore. We're having a lot of technology advancements, so we can roll with the times, and I appreciate that you're open-minded to listen to that. The schools, it worries me that maybe there's a lot of ideology in there, the gender ideology. It's different in all the schools. Some believe in condoning furries, and if you want to change whatever you want to change, they have questionnaires going out. Some schools don't. So I don't know if you've heard of litter boxes and things like that. Some schools have them, some don't. So that's not something we want to condone. I think it's something that we need to, from day one, build confidence in our children that they are beautiful from the day they're born. And that's why my last point is that we need to cooperate with ICE so that our schools, shelters, Hospitals, churches do not become safe havens. We are a trafficking state and city here on the border.
Need to
So,
wrap it up, please.
thank you. I appreciate you cooperating with ICE to keep our children safe. Thank you.
Thank you. Jim Frank, followed by Libby Prill.
Good evening. St. Clair County is making a name for itself when it comes to ineffective and perhaps irresponsible governance. The county's health department has become controversial because of dubious actions by the board and its medical director. Though the board and the medical director often cite that they act according to what voters want, their rhetoric distracts us from the real public health dilemmas. Good governance means making decisions in the public's interests that are rational and based on good evidence. What all governments attempt to do is avoid making emotional decisions. So do its citizens. Decisions guided by fear, loathing, anxiety, and hopelessness often result in policy catastrophes. However, populists prey upon people's emotions in their conduct of governance, and we see that today regarding the county's decisions about healthcare, industrial solar, vaccines, and fluoride. In this very copy of On Bullshit by Harry Frankfurt, he points out how politicians commonly invoke values that they could care less about to draw attention to themselves. They may claim to love democracy, but do so not to support democracy, but to enhance their own profile. Politicians have a bad rap because they make claims like no more war, then take us to war to divert our attention from issues that threaten their image. As Frankfurt points out on page 55, politics is rife with bullshit artists and is perhaps the richest vein of it. Our medical director champions choice when it comes to vaccines. He uses this to burnish his creds and draw attention to himself. The facts are vaccines are safe and effective. Imagine that there's a medical treatment that is connected to millions of deaths per year, has a 20% plus rate of adverse effects, despite its diminishing effectiveness in many cases. Would you take it? Or a treatment that has never killed a healthy person, has prevented over 93 million deaths, even greater millions from diseases harm, and is 100% effective. Responsible healthcare providers know that the treatment concerns antibiotics in the first case. People clamor for them, yet these professionals, if they practice evidence-based medicine, know that giving antibiotics for colds, the flu, and viral infections should be avoided if possible. The MMR vaccine, on the other hand, for measles, which is the second, has an infinitesimally small numbers of adverse effects, perhaps 1 in a million for anything serious and 1 in 10,000 for a fever. Yet patients are willing to risk antibiotics and eat them like candy. We need a medical director who will not shovel BS about the hazards of solar panels, which are minimal, or the hazards of fluoride that have not been shown causally, or dismiss the real need for efficacy of vaccines. He does so because he's a politician shining up his credentials rather than a government servant who's willing to make difficult decisions based on science and evidence, even though the residents of St. Clair County may howl about it. Thank you very much.
We have Libby Prill, followed by Virginia Corey.
Okay, I have to compose myself after that last statement. Good evening. People disagree. People disagree with me. People involved with, that group, I'm not going to say their name, Nana, and I already talked about them. They routinely attack me, but, I consider the source. And I understand that it's the cost of expressing my opinion in public. People seeking an important appointed office and currently holding county administrative positions engaged in petty, biased, immature, and disrespectful behavior at the March 5th meeting. They were insulting public speakers and, mocking them, making fun of them, waving their hands in the air and things like that, and mocked one of our commissioners. But that actually doesn't really concern me as much as the ignorant audacity to do that in public when you are seeking to be seated on a mental health board. It demonstrates reckless judgment and a foolish overconfidence in securing a seat on a committee for which some of those individuals have limited, if any, real expertise. If you have administrators condoning this, which is what appeared to be in the audience on March 5th, you have a bigger problem than who you are going to appoint to fill that committee seat. I confess to not following the CMH committee much. That's not really been my wheelhouse until recently. Now that it has caught my attention, I decided to do some due diligence, and I would like to add my support to that of the people who gave praise to Stephen Fair. Mr. Fair is highly qualified. He is a U of M graduate with a bachelor's in psychology and a master's in social work. Mr. Fair has 31 years of experience, including extensive work in schools. He is also a licensed substance abuse therapist. He is without argument the most qualified applicant that I reviewed on your list. And the CMH Advisory Committee needs individuals of Mr. Fair's caliber and expertise, and certainly someone with enough common sense to behave appropriately in an audience. I'm also very concerned by the information provided by the Community Service Coordinating Body. It's akin to our county kind of having its own little version of the Bilderberg. Community members should watch the ABOH meeting, the Advisory Board of Health meeting video for the 18-minute discussion that begins at 1 hour and 26 minutes. I won't say more on the issue at this time and let the committee discussion stand, but I encourage the Board of Commissioners to thoroughly review the activities of this group, as the county may be funding employee participation in this committee. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Prill. We have Virginia Corey, followed by Robert Tolles.
Hi, good evening. I'm a retired nurse. I've lived here in the county for almost 40 years. My husband's family are respected members of the medical community here. I've attended several of these meetings. I've listened to the comments, many of them from doctors and dentists, people who also are respected in our community. I love this community. It's been a great place to raise my kids. And I've watched the Board of Commissioners, you're politicians, I'm not, struggle with how to advance a good health care system in our county and defer to Dr. Nevin. I understand that it's kind of confusing to read over the multiple sources we have today, all the things we should or shouldn't be doing. But at some point, when you see this many people for this long, something seems to be not settling in here as far as listening to the medical community. I mean, have any of you asked your dentist about fluoride? Because I think if you had, you'd understand better, and maybe you would trust them. But clearly, Dr. Nevin has started to use this community as a kind of a political ball to toss around. And it's not, our community is worthy of something better than this. I think Liz King has proven to be a good, maybe a person who can help with the healthcare community and try to help it make it a good place, and she's providing a good balance. And I hope that you'll consider carefully the long-term ramifications of Dr. Nevis' policies, where he'll be gone in a couple of years, but you, me, our children, our children's children, we're all going to still be here. And we're going to be left with what? I'm just devastated to see what's happening to our health department as a result of his behaviors, his policies, his science, pseudoscience. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We have Robert Tolles, followed by Mary Flynn.
Good evening, Chairman, Commissioners. I'm Robert Tolles. I'm a 27-year retired veteran from the St. Clair County Probation Department, and I served an additional 11 years as Director of Huron House Incorporated. I'm here tonight to support Steve Fair for the CMH board as a nominee. 7 years ago, give or take, Steve asked me to serve on his board of directors, and what a great privilege it has been. Many of you probably don't know, you may not know that Steve is also an author. He wrote a book called Journey into the Divided Heart, Facing the Defense Mechanisms That Hinder True Emotional Healing. It's an excellent, excellent publication. To really quantify his heart, I'd like to read just a part of his introduction to the book that was written a couple of years ago. It seems to me, way deep down inside, that something was missing in counseling and ministry. It seemed my coworkers and I were doing good work. We cared for our clients and gave them our best, but God was not healing them in a miraculous and supernatural way. We were making a difference in people's lives at some level, but the same thought kept returning. There just has to be more, which created a drive within me to seek the more and to learn why God was not healing completely through our work. He went on to write that with the help of my church and many community members, and armed with great experience, cutting-edge clinical training, and inner healing and deliverance testimonies, I started my own counseling center in 2000. I named it Renewal Christian Counseling Center after Romans 12:2. I didn't have a lot of financial resources, but I did have a strong desire to serve others and keep learning what God was teaching me in response to my "there has to be more" question. Without any advertising, the center grew from a few clients to seeing almost 500 families a week at 5 locations. Today we have a staff over 45. That number is actually 70 today. My vision then, which was to take back the mental health field for God's kingdom, to offer counseling and ministry His way with His power, remains the same today. Here, licensed psychiatrists and counselors work together, directed by the Holy Spirit, in all we do to help people truly heal emotionally.
You need to wrap it up.
Yes.
3 minutes.
I just got a paragraph here.
Well, make it
From the
about 10
beginning
seconds.
until now, our goal has been to bring people to nothing less than complete undividedness of heart and to bring wholeness and emotional freedom in their lives. Thank you. I hope you'll consider Steve this evening. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We now have Mary Flynn. Mary Flynn, followed by Joshua Ledoux.
Good evening, Commissioners. My name is Mary Flynn. I'm a resident of St. Clair County. I'm here tonight to support the appointment of Steve Fair to the Community Mental Health Board. Steve is a highly qualified mental health professional who has worked for years supporting the mental health needs of our community. I'm eternally grateful that Steve has offered to serve in this important position. Thank you.
Joshua Ledoux, followed by Michelle Briggs.
Good evening, Chairman and Board. My name is Joshua Ledoux. I am the Director of Renewal Christian Counseling Center. I've had the privilege of serving under Steve Fair's leadership for the last 10 years, and I just work day in and day out with him. I see his heart, his character, his decision-makings through the challenges. We've gone through COVID together, and just the day-to-day operations, and seeing how giving that he is and how much that he leads. I watch the decisions that he makes financially to run the company. We are currently, as Robert mentioned, we are seeing roughly 800 clients a week right now, and we are very busy. And I watch him and just how he carries himself. He's not easily swayed. He's very stable. He's very gracious and giving in how he can give back to our staff, not just even financially, just of his time. He will give the shirt off his back many times and times and times again. And I just want to just speak of his character as someone who works closely with him, not in a political setting, and just as a normal man just working under him. And it's an honor and privilege. And I would like to see him here to serve the CMH board as well here in St. Clair County. Thank you.
Thank you. We have Michelle Briggs, followed by Jerome Hess.
Hello, Commissioners and Board. My name is Michelle Briggs, and I'm a CPA, and I'm currently the fractional CFO for Renewal Christian Counseling Center. So I'm here to advocate for Steve on the CMH board. I met Steve 20 years ago, actually, as a client. And he ended up asking me to do an internal audit of the company, and I did. And once I presented the findings, he said, well, are you going to stay around and fix it? So I did. And I've been with him on this 20-year journey while we grew this company. And as a CPA, you get to sit in that very privileged seat of behind the scenes, and you get to see a lot of what goes on. And I've watched him through the blood, the sweat, and the tears, many tears. I've watched him stand, I've watched him shake, and I've watched him grow this company really well with character. And I'm going to kind of break confidentiality here as a CPA, but not really. In all my years of practice working with businessmen, I have never seen a man this generous, ever. The minute Renewal would have any kind of profitability, it was always going right back to the employees. And all the years that we lived so tight on budgets, and once we started actually past that break-even point where we hit the profitability, and it was always going back to the company. Always, how can we pay the employees more? How can we give them raises? And I watched him over and over give back to the people instead of what I typically see in my industry is the minute the profitability comes, they feel it's time to reward themselves first, right? Because of the blood, the sweat, and the tears. But I've watched him over and over give, and what I call off the books, where it's not tax deductible, and give in these kind of places where it really matters, but it doesn't benefit. And I guess it's just moved me as a CPA for many years. I'll leave it at that. I think he would be an excellent person on the CMH board for his sacrifice because it's real.
Thank you. Jerome Hess, followed by Erica Sweeney.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jerome Hess, and I am also here tonight to support the candidacy of Stephen Fair for the CMH board. I have been in healthcare for 32 years, half of that in administration in various hospitals, and the last 15 years as a psychiatric nurse practitioner working at Renewal. I sit on the advisory board with Robert Tolles, and I'm also a member of our URC committee, and I can guarantee you that what you've heard tonight is sincerely true. Steve has demonstrated time and time business development skills. He has demonstrated fiscal stewardship, which has allowed our agency to remain fiscally sound while also rewarding and retaining employees. He has guaranteed that we have state-of-the-art services that are quality focused, which has been demonstrated year after year with our successful completion of CARF audits with extremely high scores. And he also promotes the development and training of future clinicians, which is extremely important in today's day and age, promoting those of us who are interested in being clinical preceptors for future nurse practitioners, physician assistants, and therapists. And that is rare in today's age. If Steve is appointed, I guarantee that the board will see his passion to serve, his heart to help those who struggle in everyday life, and he will give his time and his commitment working with the other fellow board members to enhance the services at Community Mental Health. Thank you.
Thank you. Erica Sweeney, followed by Dr. Philip Zelenoff.
Good evening, everybody. I have never been to one of these meetings, but when I heard that Steve Fair, I could show my support for his being on the Community Mental Health Board. That's why I'm here, and I don't think that there is any better candidate for this position. His heart is truly in it. And thank you so much for letting me speak. God bless.
Dr. Philip Zelenoff. The last speaker will be Steve Fair himself.
Hello, my name is Dr. Philippa Zelenoff, and I'm a clinical psychiatrist and the medical director for Renewal Christian Counseling Center. And the reason I'm here is also to support Steve Fair for the appointment to the Community Mental Health Board. I've known Steve for the past 17 years when he had the very first location and was borrowing space at the top of the factory. At that time, I've observed him in a variety of positions. I know he's well-trained, he's honest and compassionate, and he treats people as people in need. He can engage with them on a personal level that really quickly gains their trust. While doing this, he can determine the emerging clinical situation, identify what treatment options are appropriate, and decide if referrals to other specialists like myself are really necessary. Steve has proven without any question that he knows how to organize and run a complicated organization. I've collaborated with Steve since I said there was one location in Macomb County, and watch it develop now to 5 locations, as well as a staff of 70. I mean, I think there were maybe 5 or 6 of us in the beginning. And at that time, I probably, when I initially worked for him, I probably was working for him maybe 4 to 6 hours a week, twice a week. And it's really, it's been rewarding to see the patients that have come through and really have been helped by this. Now that he has all the locations, I've been through the introduction of the electronic health records, the communication, he had to hire a communication person to work with the computers and the telecommunication services, which was Joshua Ledoux, who you just heard from a few minutes ago. Now there are also 1.5 nurse practitioners for covering, and a PhD psychologist and a part-time pediatrician. In addition to managing and directing the growth and development of Renewal Christian Counseling Center, Steve has actually actively supported a focus on offering Christian-based counseling to patients using the Bible as counseling, and patients trying to resolve their issues with the aid of spirituality, which he incorporates into therapy. Now, the patients are offered this. There's no demand that they accept it. The value of this cannot be underestimated.
You need to wrap it up, please.
Pardon me?
You need to wrap it up. You had 3 minutes.
The same problems that people have today that they come for help with are the same problems that the Bible talks about. The time, the dress, the housing, means of transportation.
Wrap it up, please.
Thank you.
But the problems are not. Thank you.
Last speaker is Steve Fair.
Hello, Commissioners. I'm a little emotional. This is very humbling, and thank you, everyone, for your words. My name is Steve Fair. I'm running for the St. Clair County Community Mental Health Board. I am eager to serve this community that I have lived in for all of my 55 years. As I spoke about in the March 5th meeting, along with my supporters, it's been my honor to serve this community as a prior community mental health employee, a prior contractor of CMH outpatient services, and as a mental health provider currently through our private practice. As you vote, I wanted to ask you to please consider the letters that you've received on my behalf and from all of those that have spoken about me. You've heard from my staff. You've heard from my family. You've heard from the local faith-based community across denominations. You've heard from other healthcare providers. You've heard from political leaders such as Jeff Pemberton from our city council. You've heard from local community-based service leaders, and lastly, our medical and psychiatric practitioners, all on my behalf. You've heard themes of integrity, hard work ethic, and my emphasis on collaboration and working together towards increasing accessibility to our people to receive a wider spectrum of mental health services that are in need. I shared with you about our agency that has served our community now for 26 years. You've heard me share now how we've had to find creative ways to stretch a dollar over these last 26 years. You've heard about our fiscal responsibility and our creativity to try to find more ways, creative ways, to provide more services for less funding. I'm here to promise you tonight that if elected, I will bring these same themes to our local community mental health services that are great, they are caring, but I do believe they could be even more effective and even more innovative if given fresh leadership by someone new to the board like myself. Thank you so much for your consideration.
Thank you, Mr. Fair. That concludes item 10, citizens wishing to address board. Item 11, any unfinished business? Seeing none, moving on to item 12A. Motion, please.
At this time, I move to approve the February 2026 county disbursements in the amount of $24,671,817.08.
Support.
A motion and support. Roll call.
Commissioner Angie?
Yes.
Commissioner Beeden?
Yes.
Commissioner Trello?
Yes.
Commissioner Zeller?
Yes.
Commissioner Rushing?
Yes.
Commissioner Vandenbosch?
Yes.
Chairperson Smasko?
Yes. 12B, motion.
At this time, I make a motion to appoint Teresa Hogart Daughtery to the Library Board as District 5 representative for the remainder of a 5-year term expiring 8/26/2030.
Support.
Motion and support. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 12C, motion.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to nominate all candidates for appointment to the Veterans Affairs Board for a remainder of a 4-year term expiring 12/31/29 and to cast ballots.
Support.
We have motion. We have support. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We shall now proceed to casting ballots.
Majority vote goes to Daniel Crocker.
Very good. That's the only round, that's the only one position. Mr. Crocker has that, Daniel Crocker. We would now, and these ballots and the voting are available on our website, correct? Do we put those out in the minutes? Where do they get that?
They stay in our office.
Just ask the office, okay. Next item, 12, I'm sorry, next 12D, motion.
At this time, I'd like to make a motion to approve the Android website development proposal for the library in the amount of $14,500 and the yearly hosting and maintenance cost in the amount of $1,340.
Support.
Thank you.
Motion, support, discussion, roll call.
Commissioner Beeden?
Yes.
Commissioner Trello?
Yes.
Commissioner Zeller?
Yes.
Commissioner Rushing?
Yes.
Commissioner Vandembosh?
Yes.
Commissioner Angie?
Yes.
Chairperson Samasco?
Yes. 12E, motion.
This time I move to nominate all candidates for appointment to the Community Mental Health Board, each for 3-year terms expiring 3/31 of 2029.
Support.
Thank you, Commissioner Vandembosh. We have motion, support, discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We shall now cast ballots for those unfilled positions. Now explain the process, if you would. Well, somebody, I mean.
Absolutely. So what you see right in front of you is the initial ballot for, is it District 4, Angie? District 4. So you've got 2 candidates on that ballot. The winner will be appointed for District 4. The person that's not selected will be transferred over into the member-at-large position.
And how many positions are member-at-large? 2?
Yes, we have 2 positions for member-at-large. We would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candidates.
Mary Short has the majority vote for District 4.
Okay. And you'll take the other name, Jawad Lee will then go on to the at-large ballot, correct?
Yep. Yes.
Oh, this is Dave's. I made that mistake before.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. So now how many do you want us to vote for 2?
2, please.
I'm pausing. I'm pausing. Here you are. Thank you.
Majority vote goes to Stephen Fair and Kyle Schweikik.
So that completes that round.
Yep.
Any other positions? That concludes the voting for the CMH board appointments. We shall now move on to item F.
Do we still need to vote Nancy Thompson? She's automatically on there. I mean, she's the only one for that position in District 6.
Correct. Yeah, I would just make a motion to appoint her for District 6.
I'll make a motion to accept Nancy for District 6.
I'll support.
Thompson, Thomson. Yeah, she was the only one that applied for District 6.
And I can't hear. Did you say a motion to reappoint Nancy Thompson? Okay.
Correct. Yeah, we have a motion and a second, so I think we're just waiting for,
Why did we have ballots on that? Because no one else applied? Is
correct,
that
for District 6, she's the only applicant.
Can we do a roll call on that?
Commissioner Torello?
Yes.
Commissioner Zeller?
Yes.
Commissioner Rushing?
Well, seeing how she's from District 4, yes. Or
Commissioner
District 6, excuse me. District
Commissioner
4 for
Van de
that.
Bosch?
Yes.
Commissioner Angie?
Dave, you're number 6, right? Yes.
Let's add the two together.
Commissioner Beaton?
I'm already,
Yes.
All right,
on my way to
let's
Myrtle
settle
Beach.
down. Look, we got- Back to the roll call. Where are we at on this?
You're at
Yes,
chairperson.
okay, fine, we're good, all right. Now, is there any more positions? Okay. Item 12F, motion, please.
Did library, veterans, and CMA.
At this time, I move to adopt Resolution 26-07, revising the Indigent Defense Council rate of pay for the Public Defender's Office.
Support.
Motion support, discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carries. Item 12G, motion, please.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve fiscal year 2025 emergency management performance grant agreement in the amount of $10,129.
Support.
Motion and support, discussion, roll call.
Commissioner Zeller?
Yes.
Commissioner Rushing?
Yes.
Commissioner Van de Bosch?
Yes.
Commissioner Angie?
Yes.
Commissioner Beaton?
Yes.
Commissioner Torello?
Yes.
Chairperson Samasko?
Yes. Item 12H, motion.
At this time, I make a motion to approve the manning table change, removing a full-time at-risk youth worker from the day treatment night watch manning table and add a full-time at-risk youth worker to the juvenile intervention unit manning table.
Second.
Motion and second, discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carries. 12I, please, motion.
This time, I move to approve the contract amendment with Tetra Tech to expand the scope related to the hazardous materials study at the Port Huron Courthouse, increasing the not-to-exceed amount by $49,935.
Support.
Motion and support, discussion, roll call.
Commissioner Rushing?
Yes.
Commissioner Van de Bosch?
Yes.
Commissioner Angie?
Yes.
Commissioner Beaton?
Yes.
Commissioner Torello?
Yes.
Commissioner Zeller?
Yes.
Chairperson Samasko?
Yes. 12J, motion.
At this time, I make a motion to approve the contract amendment adding fiscal year 26 budget in the amount of $119,000 and language regarding training.
Support.
Motion and support, discussion, roll call, please.
Commissioner Van de Bosch?
Yes.
Commissioner Angie?
Yes.
Commissioner Beaton?
Yes.
Commissioner Torello?
Yes.
Commissioner Zeller?
Yes.
Commissioner Rushing?
Yes.
Chairperson Samasko?
Yes. Item 12K, motion.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to appoint Martin Yoselny, business that generated management materials representative, and Lee Belinsky, waste diversion, refuse or reduction operator, to the materials manning planning committee, each for the remainder of a 5-year term expiring 11/21/29.
Second.
Motion and second, discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Item L, motion.
At this time, I'd like to make a motion to approve the T13 private hangar lease with Randall. Sorry, Randall, don't know your, can't get that one out.
Kuchenmeister.
For the term of, Kuchenmeister? For the term of April 1st of 26 through March 31st of 56, in the approximate amount of $36,942.
Support.
Thank you.
Motion and support. Discussion.
Just a little bit.
Go ahead, Dave.
Looking on the paperwork that was given to us in the rules and regulations, we still have Wally Evans on there, and Jeff Bohm and Sean Gordon. Can we get that updated?
What is that letterhead you're talking about, Dave? Or
What's that?
was that letterhead, or what are you talking about?
Yeah, it's right on St. Clair County International Airport Rules and Regulations.
Is that for the Aeronautics Board?
I'm sorry, what?
Is that the Aeronautics Board?
Yes.
Okay.
If that needs to
Well,
be.
it's the rules and regulations at the St. Clair County International Airport, and it was adopted March 18th of 2009.
Any other discussion? I guess, Tom, if there's some issue with that, if it's just something that was passed back when they were on the board, it's not a problem, but if it's some, corrective measure, go ahead and do that. Absolutely. We have, any other discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Angie?
Yes.
Commissioner Beeden?
Yes.
Commissioner Trello?
Yes.
Commissioner Zeller?
Yes.
Commissioner Rushing?
Yes.
Commissioner Vandenbosch?
Yes.
Chairperson Smasko?
Yes. 12M, motion.
At this time, I move to approve the contract with TriStar Roofing to replace the roof of the airport hangar located at 177 Ash Drive with a not-to-exceed amount of $133,500.
Support.
Motion and support. Discussion. Roll call.
Commissioner Beeden?
Yes.
Commissioner Trello?
Yes.
Commissioner Zeller?
Yes.
Commissioner Rushing?
Yes.
Commissioner Vandenbosch?
Yes.
Commissioner Angie?
Yes.
Chairperson Smasko?
Yes. Item 12N, motion.
At this time, I'd like to make a motion to approve the proposal with Hubble, Roth, and Clark Incorporated for Phase 2 of the North Channel County Park with a not-to-exceed amount of $107,322.60.
Support.
Thank you.
Motion and support. Any discussion on that item? Hearing none. Roll call.
Commissioner Trello?
Yes.
Commissioner Zeller?
Yes.
Commissioner Rushing?
Yes.
Commissioner Vandenbosch?
Yes.
Commissioner Angie?
Yes.
Commissioner Beeden?
Yes.
Chairperson Smasko?
Yes. 12N passes. Item 12O, motion.
This time, I move to approve the proposal with OHM for Columbus County Park Phase 2, development of the Operations Center in the amount of $71,600.
Support.
Motion and support. Any discussion? Hearing none. Roll call on that, please.
Commissioner Zeller?
Yes.
Commissioner Rushing?
Yes.
Commissioner Vandenbosch?
Yes.
Commissioner Angie?
Yes.
Commissioner Beeden?
Yes.
Commissioner Trello?
Yes.
Chairperson Smasko?
Yes. O passes. Item P, motion.
This time I move to adopt Resolution 26-08 to submit applications to the Department of Natural Resources Trust Fund and Recreation Passport Grant Programs for improvements to the Wadums to Avoca Trail.
Support.
Motion and support. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 12Q, please. Motion.
At this time, I make a motion to adopt Resolution 26-09 to submit applications to the Department of Natural Resource Trust Fund and Recreation Passport Grant Programs for improvements to the Fort Gratiot County Park.
Support.
Motion and support. Discussion. Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Q carries. Motion on item R, please.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to contract with Thermalinics in the amount of $12,465 for a term of 4/1/01/26 through 3/31/27 to perform preventative maintenance at the Intervention Center boilers.
Support.
Motion and support. Any discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Rushing?
Yes.
Commissioner Vandenbosch?
Yes.
Commissioner Angie?
Yes.
Commissioner Beeden?
Yes.
Commissioner Trello?
Yes.
Commissioner Zeller?
Yes.
Chairperson Smasko?
Yes. R carries. Item 12S, motion.
At this time, make a motion to approve the grant application with the Community Foundation in the amount of $50,000 for the treasurer for property tax foreclosure relief.
Second.
Motion and second. Any discussion? All in favor? I'm sorry, roll call, please.
Commissioner Vandenbosch?
Yes.
Commissioner Angie?
Yes.
Commissioner Beeden?
Yes.
Commissioner Trello?
Yes.
Commissioner Zeller?
Yes.
Commissioner Rushing?
Yes.
Chairperson Smasko?
Yes. 12S passes. 12T, motion.
This time I move to approve the contract for Invisio for strategic planning software for a 3-year term, $22,600 for the first year, with contractual percentage increases for the remaining 2 years.
Support.
Motion and support. Any discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Angie?
Yes.
Commissioner Beeden?
Yes.
Commissioner Trello?
Yes.
Commissioner Zeller?
Yes.
Commissioner Rushing?
Yes.
Commissioner Vanden
Yes.
Chairperson Samasko?
Yes. T passes. Item 12U, please, motion.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve the 2024 state and local cybersecurity grant program award in the amount of $70,000.
Support.
Motion and support. Any discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Beeden?
Yes.
Commissioner Trello?
Yes.
Commissioner Zeller?
Yes.
Commissioner Rushing?
Yes.
Commissioner Vanden
Yes.
Commissioner Angie?
Yes.
Chairperson Samasko?
Yes. Item U passes. V, please, motion.
This time I move to approve the fiscal year 27 Michigan Indigent Defense Commission grant application in the amount of $4,873,024.27.
Second.
Motion and second. Any discussion on V? Hearing none, roll call.
Commissioner Trello?
Yes.
Commissioner Zeller?
Yes.
Commissioner Rushing?
Yes.
Commissioner Vanden
Yes.
Commissioner Angie?
Yes.
Commissioner Beeden?
Yes.
Chairperson Samasko?
Yes. V carries. Item 12W, motion, please.
At this time, I'd like to make a motion to approve the budget revision 2 of the St. Clair County Materials Management Planning Grant in the amount of $232,441.
Support.
Thank you.
Motion and support. Any discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Zeller?
Yes.
Commissioner Rushing?
Yes.
Commissioner Vanden
Yes.
Commissioner Angie?
Yes.
Commissioner Beeden?
Yes.
Commissioner Trello?
Yes.
Chairperson Samasko?
Yes. Does anyone want to hear an administrator's report?
You don't have to.
Go ahead, Tom.
Sure, thank you.
Item 13.
Administrative report's pretty straightforward this month. Obviously, we've been working diligently on the health department contract revisions as directed by the board. You'll notice the financial audit continues to go. They'll be on site starting April 6th. I did have some conversation. I had a meeting with Eagle regarding our supplemental environmental plan, just to kind of get the ball rolling on that. So that was a good conversation.
What's our deadline on that, Tom?
I think it's July. Yeah, I'd have to look at the date. It's 365 days post the entering of the order.
And there were a number of proposals in the hopper, or did they narrow it down to one?
No, we still have multiple things. I think we're still waiting for some information regarding costs as it pertains to, our consent order allows $108,000 to be used as a supplemental environmental project. So making sure whatever we are coming to the table with, kind of hits that mark. We're not trying to undershoot, but we're certainly not trying to overshoot.
Was that the function of a committee that did that, or how did that, who was on that committee?
So initially, it was a couple of commissioners. We met with Rob Usakowski, Matt Williams, and just kind of sat down and started to pilot, some of the concepts. So we're still waiting on some of those concepts to come back. I believe that, Mr. Williams and I need to have some discussions regarding kind of where we're at, regarding costs.
If you're going to make a recommendation, the committee will make a recommendation to the board, and then we'll vote on it.
Correct.
All before July.
Yep, and then I will get that done, get that in a report form, get that over to Eagle. As long as they are in receipt of that report during that time or before the expiration date, we'll be good to move forward. So, like I said, positive meeting with the individuals over at Eagle, so I'm optimistic. A couple other things, peer review in regards to the landfill. So CEC has completed that. It's anticipated that they will be here on site for the April 2nd committee meeting for a full presentation. So they will be here to answer any questions as it pertains to what that peer review results look like for the landfill.
Dave, you're gone April 2nd. You're gone April 2nd?
Yes, I am.
And Carrie's gone April,
April 2nd.
oh, you are too, you both. You're vacationing separately, I take it.
Not together, no.
Just making sure, okay.
We're not going in the same place.
All right, very good. Okay, so is that something maybe we should bump over so they're both present for that? That was a big
There's no actionable item attached to it. It's just purely information with the recording of it. I mean, I don't want to take that away, but we don't have any steps to, make a decision on.
Is it a presentation?
It's just a presentation and purely information based off of what they're
Videotape.
finding
It'll
from that.
It'll be archived as well.
Correct. Yep.
Thank you.
So yeah, so they'll be here. You will also receive kind of a hard copied version of that report also. So plenty of information for you guys to receive. Marine City Courthouse roof will be replaced next week. And then I do want to give kudos to our finance director, Dina, in regards to another certificate of achievement for excellence in financial reporting. I know you guys had seen that within the consent agenda. Just want to highlight the hard work she does, that and the entire finance and purchasing department.
We have an excellent finance department. It goes back for my entire career here, and we're very appreciative of everything they do. So, is that it, Tom, or
That's all I got.
any questions for Tom? Any surprise questions for Tom? Nothing?
I'm here for it.
Now we have miscellaneous business. Is there any miscellaneous business? Hearing none, motion, I would say receive and file.
Chair, I'd like to make a motion, to receive and file.
Support.
Okay, I'll finish it later.
Oh, we need a motion to receive and file the administrator's report first, I'm sorry, yeah. We'll go back to 13 and fix that problem I made. We have a motion to
I'll make a
accept.
motion to accept the administrator's report as
Thank you, Lisa.
presented.
Support.
Motion and support, discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Miscellaneous business, we skip. 15, I think we just had a motion for receive and file from somebody.
Yeah,
Dave did that, a second?
yeah, rushing.
The other Dave.
Dave, all right. We have motion, second, any discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Motion for adjournment, please.
Motion to adjourn.
Support.
The motion to adjourn, we have support, any discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for attending.